Hey everyone, I had a request to cover Chapter 6 out of this book by Frank Mantooth called Voicings for Jazz Keyboard. I watch a lot of YouTube channels, right? I watch, Rick Beato, and I like Piano with Johnny, and Christian from Berlin, and, Ken Hewitt, and there's a bunch of them that are pretty good. Adam Neely. There are some people I think that kind of oversimplify things. I saw a video recently where the guy was just saying, use the chromatic scale, but do little enclosures and things. But, it was an oversimplification of the process, I thought. And then there are some people that just seem to make everything way more complicated than it really needs to be. And I would say Chapter 6 in this book is just kind of ridiculously academic sounding. Let me read a little. I'll just pick something out at random here. Tritone indicators may function for all altered dominants as the representative tones for the left-hand denominator. However, should the third and seventh be present in the numerator triad, the tonic may replace the doubled tone in the left-hand denominator. Okay. Believe it or not, I read through this chapter and I understood every single word of it, but I don't think I could have learned these concepts from this. It's just too wordy and complicated, and we don't need to make this sound like math. What this basically is upper structure triads, and that's where we're using like a dominant chord without the fifth usually, and then putting one of these 5 chords. He just uses some major triads like the D chord, the E flat, the F sharp, and then also this one and this one, and you get 5 different kinds of chords. There's also a minor triad that you can put up here that gives you a nice altered chord as well, and he didn't include that one. I don't know why. And then also there's this one with like a B flat here, and then you got to leave the third out. So already it's becoming kind of complicated. Now I will scan these pages and put them down there in the description. Frank Mantooth left us a long time ago, so I don't mind reprinting a little part of his book. It is, I think, an excellent book, and most of the chapters are really, really useful, especially about these voicings with fourths, this kind of stuff. But this chapter, throw the book away. If you see a chord that says like a flat 5 or a sharp 11, and we're just talking about dominant chords now. This is a good chord to use. Just have a D triad. Any inversion, right? And you can get rid of the root. Maybe play the D like that. He shows you a couple of ways of doing it, but there's really many, many ways to come up with good chord voicings. Okay, the next one would be a sharp 9 chord. Right? Man, I hardly ever see just a plain old sharp 9 chord, and if I did, I would not voice it like this. I would voice it like Jimi Hendrix. All right, that's a sharp 9 chord. Almost always, if that's the pure chord that you want, that's a much better version than like putting in some other weird stuff. Okay, the next one's really easy. When you see a flat 9 and a flat 5, just think the tritone, play an F sharp chord, call it G flat if you want to. All right, like in a 2-5-1. All right. The next one here is you got the A major chord. Over that. This is like You Are the Sunshine of My Life. Let's see, that would be if we were in the key of E flat, I think. You are the sunshine of my life. So there it is. The A triad right there. And the last one here is really an altered chord. It's got the A flat triad. This is the one I thought that a D flat minor triad works pretty nicely also. See? But let's do it this way. All right. Now, you can, if you've got a dominant chord and you have time to play around with it a little bit, and it's not important to keep a specific type of chord going there, you can play a couple of these things. All right, so I did the A and the A flat. All right, here's another one. That time it was the A flat and the G flat. All right, so, experiment with these and see what you can come up with. And, think about leaving the roots out too, because that way you get some really nice chords for comping. Let me do a few 2-5-1s here. Now, another way of using these concepts, and, if you're just play a instrument that's just capable of one note at a time, like a saxophone, a trumpet, or just about every other instrument, you can still think about this when you're playing over a 2-5-1, and say you want to think about that A triad. Just go ahead and put it in there. Yeah. Something like that. Maybe you want to use the A flat triad. Maybe you want to use the A flat and the G flat triad, and you're going to come up with some really good stuff if you do this. Peace, my brothers and sisters, and I'll see you again real soon.